Johannes Brahms Ein Deutsches Requiem, a German requiem. What makes it a German requiem? Well, quite simply because it's not in Latin, as requiems always were up until then. And this follows in Martin Luther's footsteps, his revolutionary reformation of making the Bible available to the common man and woman in their language. Now, you could also view this German requiem as a Protestant or a Lutheran requiem, in that, unlike Mozart and Verdi, whose requiems depict and portray dies irae, hellfire and brimstone, the Brahms requiem is much more about comforting the grieving and sharing confidence in the hereafter. Brahms was in his young 30s when he wrote this, and it's surmised that the passing of his mother in 1865 may have inspired the composition. I find the selection and combination of the verses to be especially inspired and edifying, and they are all out of the Lutheran service book and hymnal, or what I call the Lutheran playbook. These are verses that have been read graveside since the 16th century. This is perhaps my single dearest symphonic work, and I'm already enjoying diving deeper into it with you. I'll be presenting it from a trombonist's point of view, but with insights and perspectives I've gained over the years. I've enjoyed any number of performances of this work as an orchestra member. I have favorite passages I can play at the piano, and one of my biggest musical wishes is to sing this in a choir someday. Parts of this presentation will be rather amateur, that would be the piano playing and the singing along the way, also in musicological regards. But this is my grasp and my perspectives on the Brahms Requiem from the trombone section. I'll follow shortly with the first movement. Thank you.
Good.
Brahms Requiem, the first movement. Ziemlich langsam und mit Ausdruck. Quite slow and expressive. The two verses used in this movement are: Selig sind, die da Leid tragen, denn sie sollen getröstet werden. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Die mit Tränen säen, werden mit Freuden ernten. Sie gehen hin und weinen und tragen edlen Samen und kommen mit Freuden und bringen ihre Garben. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. He who goes out weeping, carrying seeds to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with him. I mentioned the comforting aspects of this requiem, and simply the key of F major is part of that, a very comfortable key for most of us, I believe. This opening for me is a beautiful depiction of what I would like to imagine dying to be like. It starts with a heartbeat, and then comes harmonic tension that releases downward as a voice is added above. And again, harmonic tension, releasing downward, a voice added above. A third time, and the voice added above turns around and starts a long descent through beautiful downward modulations, hitting along the way very crunchy harmonic tension, centered around D flat 7 and G flat major, which, if you remember, we're in F major, that has to crunch. And then finally releasing the final release back into F major, the final descent through diminished modulations, the final heartbeats, and then the flat line, and then the angels enter. And that would be the chorus, the angels. So here's the opening. Selig sind, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. They get comforted 2 bars before A.